Hello all my craft friends, Tracy here with Sweet Bay Lane, and I have a question for you. Are you like me and you want to organize your home, but you really can't afford the beautiful high-end organizational items out in the marketplace? Well, this video is going to solve that because we're going to be doing some DIY beautiful home organizational items on a budget. We're going to take those inexpensive items and turn them into stunning pieces of home decor that you'll be proud to display in your home to organize your life. So let's go ahead and get started. Here are the supplies we're going to need for this first DIY. Our main supplies are going to be the refrigerator storage bins from the Dollar Tree, along with their beveled edge wood plaques that can be found in the Crafter Square section. The rest of our supplies consist of 2 of the Tumbling Tower game block pieces and a handle of your choice. We'll also need some E6000 glue and hot glue, along with our favorite stencil and paint or stain. Now I'm starting my project by staining my wood plaque and my Tumbling Tower wood pieces. I'm going to be using my favorite stain by Americana. It's a gel stain, it's non-toxic, and the color is oak. Now that we have our wood pieces stained and they've dried, we're now going to bring in our stencil and we're going to stencil our design on the front side of our wood plaque. I'm going to be using this beautiful stencil I purchased on clearance from Hobby Lobby. Once you decide on the layout of your stencil, you need to secure it down, and to do that, I like to use double-sided tape and attach it to my piece. This gives it the much-needed stability. Then I'm just going to come in with some Anita's acrylic paint in black, and I'm going to stencil my design with a makeup sponge. And when we're finished, we'll just remove our stencil carefully. And once our stencil design has dried, I came in with this Rust-Oleum matte clear enamel and gave it 2 good coats. That looks perfect. Now we're going to attach our handle to the front side of our wood plaque. And this is quite easy. Just make sure that your handle is centered on your wood plaque. Once you have that done, you'll mark where your screw holes will be. And now I'm going to pre-drill my holes. You don't have to do this, but I did this for video purposes. It just kind of speeds up the process. And then I just attached my screws and tightened them down. And then you're left with something that should look like this. Now we're moving on and we're going to take our 2 Tumbling Tower wood pieces and we're going to glue them to the back side bottom edge of our wood plaque. And to do that, I'm going to be using a combination of E6000 and hot glue. And we'll do this process with both Tumbling Tower blocks. making sure to line them up together at the bottom edge of our wood plaque. Hey, and don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see so far. We'd love to have you here at Sweet Bay Lane. And when you're finished gluing your tumbling tower pieces, it should look like this. And now we're bringing back in our refrigerator storage bin, and we're going to attach our wood plaque to the end of our storage bin using a combination of E6000 glue and hot glue. And I don't know if you can tell from the angle of the video, but the plastic bin kind of slants down. It's wider at the top and slimmer at the bottom, so it has a little bit of a slant. Now that's the reason I added the 2 tumbling tower blocks at the bottom of my wood plaque. That way it holds it out even from the plastic bin. And then once I had my piece in place, I clamped it down to finish drying completely. Now this next step is extra, but once my piece had dried, I wasn't really fond of the glue that you could see through the container. So I just took a piece of felt cut to the dimensions of the inside of my box and hot glued it to the inside. This also gives a little bit more strength to our wood plaque as well. And that finished it out perfectly, in my opinion. And then you're left with this beautiful organizational piece. Now I made a total of 5 for my craft room, and I'm going to be using them to store my acrylic paints. And what I love about it is it gives my craft room a very clean designer look on a budget, but it's also very utilitarian in accessing my acrylic paints. Now we're moving on to DIY number 2. For DIY number 2, we're going to be working with one of those plastic magazine files, along with some wood slats from the Dollar Tree. They measure 12 inches long, and 2 of the tumbling tower block pieces. You also need a handle of your choice. I'm going to be working with these from the Home Depot, but they also have beautiful handle choices at the Dollar Tree now. And we start this project by gluing our wood pieces together with some wood glue. We're going to glue the 2 longer pieces edge to edge. Then we'll come in and glue our tumbling tower pieces to the top edge of our wood slats. And once everything's dried, you're left with this beautiful piece of wood. Now we're going to come in and we're going to stain our piece. And I'm, of course, going to be using my favorite stain, which is Americana Gel Stain in Walnut. And once our piece is dried, we're then going to come in and add a stencil to the front side. I'm going to be using this stencil that I purchased from Walmart. And once again, holding my stencil in place, I'm going to be using this double-sided tape. And we just attach our stencil, and then I'm going to be painting mine white using this apple barrel acrylic in Snow White and using my trusty makeup sponge. Okay, that looks great. Now we're going to bring back in our plastic magazine rack, and we're going to attach our wood plaque to the front side of our magazine rack. And to do that, I'm going to be using some Gorilla Glue construction adhesive because I wanted it to be nice and strong since I am going to be storing my craft books inside my magazine racks. Now, just a heads up, you don't have to use this much construction adhesive. I think I got a little carried away. Now that we have that done, we're going to come in and add our handle to the front side of our magazine rack. Now, since we can't use these screws to attach our handle because they'll poke through the back side of our plastic, we're going to attach it with the construction adhesive. We'll just put a little bit on each end where the screws would go. We'll attach it to our wood piece. Then, to hide those glue holes, we're going to come in with some spray painted thumbtacks. I just spray painted these with this Color Shot matte blackout spray paint, and I think they look gorgeous. We'll take 2 of them and insert them into the screw holes of our handle, which I think finishes our handle perfectly. And then you're left with this beautiful designer magazine rack. I can't wait to make more and organize my craft room. You could use these for any supplies too. Hey my craft friends, that wraps it up for these DIYs. And if you're still in the DIY crafting spirit, go ahead and click on one of these upcoming videos. Well, until next time, keep it crafty.